What's going on, guys? We are back with another Regular Guys podcast, me and Matty Ice. But before we get started, we want to give a shout out to you guys. 147 subs already. I remember, Matt,
Killing
when
it.
we're when we were looking to get 50 subs, and we're almost at 150, man. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of love you guys are showing,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I check the app every day just to, see what's going on and the comments and whatnot. But to go from, like you said, it seemed like it was yesterday. We were just, trying to get our way to 50, trying to
Yeah.
get our way to 100, but not to be three away from 150 as, this comes out. We can't thank you guys enough. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys so much.
We're on a run to 200, guys. So if you got any friends or family, man, let them know us. Tell them about us. But also, I want to give a shout out to the new video we got out on the Geno Smith, man. The one PJ put out. Another awesome video. He put one out on Jared Goff a few weeks ago. It's been killing it. It's insightful. So if you guys haven't seen it, YouTube, man, it's a really cool video about the Geno Smith and his ups and downs in his career. So yeah, y'all check that out.
For sure. And also for you guys that are joining us by means of that video, we welcome you to the
Yeah.
show. You are now considered a regular. But yeah, hats off to our guy PJ, who's just continuing to put out some great content.
Yeah.
Not long videos, but that's okay because obviously it's catching attention of the viewers, and
Yeah.
whether it's a good comment, a bad comment, whatever it is, we're happy to see you guys that are interacting. So yeah,
And it's
definitely go
cool.
check out that Geno Smith video.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like a little ESPN clip thing, a couple minutes
I
long,
think
but
that's
it's really
small
cool.
30 for 30. Like a
Yeah, it really
small 30
is.
for 30. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
pretty detailed too. But that being said, we're gonna get on to the first subject. Let's talk a little Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers after a devastating loss last night against the Philadelphia Eagles. Do you, Matt, think it's time the Green Bay Packers look to move on from Aaron Rodgers and see what Jordan Love's made of?
So if you told me that, if you asked me this question, I should say, but Rodgers was not hurt, I would say no, because of the simple fact it is the NFC. It's not as strong, even though the record would say otherwise. Um, there's still a chance. I mean, it's starting to slowly creep away. They're currently sitting at 4-8.
Yeah.
And I mean, the next couple games are very winnable.
Yeah.
You have the Bears this week.
Bye week.
That's a winnable game. You have the Rams, who are starting a third string guy. Everybody's
Yeah.
hurt. Allen Robinson's out for the season. And now Aaron Donald's got a high ankle sprain. That's a winnable game. You'll lose against the Dolphins. The Vikings, it's a toss-up because it's in Lambeau. So that's the only reason why I would give you a shot, and then you ended off with the Lions. So if he was not hurt, I would say stick with Rodgers because there's a slight chance that you could still sneak in and get a wild card.
Yeah.
But that being said, he is hurt. Came out that there was a thumb injury, and he's having trouble like gripping the ball. And then last night, he hurt his rib, so his rib injury, and I heard that he said that there may be some problems with like his lungs. So
Punctured. Yeah, it might be punctured. He said he had a hard time breathing.
yeah, and it's like I get it, but if you feel like the season is lost, I mean, you drafted Love for a reason, obviously. And
Obviously.
I think it's about time we see whether or not he's got it. And what better way than this next 5-game stretch? You have some good, easy ones mixed in with two pretty good ones that'll really test to see, okay, you sat behind Rodgers, you sat on the bench for 2 years. Year one, you didn't even dress.
Yeah.
Like you weren't even the glorified backup. So you really got to just kind of learn. Let's see. I mean, you're the 26th overall pick for a reason. I want to see it. And if he does do well, I'll just say this last little bit. If he does do well, then you have the discussion of
that's the tough
if he
discussion
doesn't,
right there.
yeah, if he, Rodgers moves on, okay. If he retires on his own, okay, at least you've tested the kid out.
Yeah.
If he's good, you're set. If he's good and Rodgers doesn't want to move on, you could potentially trade him for some great assets in return depending on where he's going. But in
but
my opinion, I'm trying to see Jordan Love.
they would get that's the problem is his contract. If they traded him, they would get
He
hit
just
for like
signed it.
almost $60 million. They would get hit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those things. But I'm kind of with you, at least for a week. I mean, next week, throw him in there against the Bears. I mean,
At least, exactly. At least
Rodgers is beat up, man. You got to give him.
Yeah.
You know, Rodgers, he's beat up. Sit him 2 weeks because they have a bye week after that. But I agree. I would put Jordan Love in there. He looked good when they put him in yesterday. I mean, in the fourth quarter. Now, it's a small sample size. I know last year when he played against Kansas City, he looked like he didn't even know how to throw a football. It was terrible. But
it's been hot and cold.
Yeah, it's really been hot and cold. But I'd like to see him. I mean, start him off with a couple easy teams and then see how he does against the bigger boys like the Miami. But I'm in agreement. The whole Rodgers getting traded, it's just so tough on the salary cap. But you did draft this kid Jordan Love.
Drafted him for
give him a shot.
You traded away exactly. You traded away draft picks and to move up to number 26, where many thought you should have drafted a receiver, especially that class being so loaded with receivers. I mean, at some point, it's the Favre Rodgers effect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Love is going to come in and be the next Rodgers. I mean, for goodness sake, Rodgers wasn't Rodgers to start off when he actually started. He gradually got into that. Now, you hope that's the case, but you'll never know unless we don't see the guy play. I mean, how long are we going to wait for him to
You just drafted him in the first round, not to give him the opportunity is just crazy, man.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm right there with you on that, man. All right, next topic I got here. This game was crazy. The Jacksonville Jaguars with the upset against the Baltimore Ravens, man. What are your thoughts on one side or the other? Looking good on the Jacksonville. I mean, Lawrence probably played his best career game yesterday, and Baltimore letting another lead go down, up 9 this time, and they blew it again. What are your thoughts on that game?
If you are a Jags fan, you are ecstatic.
Hyped.
This is probably Trevor Lawrence's statement win.
Yes.
Doug Peterson's statement win with his new team. Apparently a lot of guys are willing to jump off a cliff for Doug Peterson. And I mean, hey, good coaching will make you do things and make you go places. So obviously, hats off to those guys. If you're the Ravens, you are shaking your head because it's like, this is a game that should have never been a game.
No, it shouldn't have. How down are you? Not to cut you off, but how down are you on Lamar Jackson, man? At the start of the season, I was like, this guy's going to be. I just think his passing, I know he doesn't have the best receivers, but if people are going to give Rodgers a hard time, they have to give Lamar a hard time as well. But
yeah,
I'm going to give him some.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a little slight, backlash, just a little. I'll give him a good 35-40%. I feel
I respect that. Yeah, I respect
the
that.
other 65-70% of it is the simple fact that I'm not even gonna go to that side of it. I'm gonna stay mainly offensively.
Yeah.
Offensively, I feel like it's the same offense that it's been every single year. Nothing really evolved.
No.
And I feel like you have the same need every single year in a receiver, but then you trade Hollywood Brown away, and Rashad Bateman was supposed to be the next up and coming great. He's been hurt, so it's kind of hard to tell. He showed little flashes. My bigger question is, at what point is it like, hey, look, I understand you guys won a Super Bowl back in whenever it was against the Niners. But it's like, at what point are we starting to question if Harbaugh's on the hot seat?
Yeah.
And it's hard to say that because it's a winning record.
I like both the Harbaughs a lot. I really do.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. I like them a lot. And I'm right there with you. I think they need to go the Philadelphia Eagles route with the Jalen Hurts. I mean, they set him up for accomplishment. Getting them top receivers. He needs to get a couple good receivers in there to truly see if Lamar has that passing game that people are. I think people question the passing game here a little bit, but he needs to have at least the weapons, like
give him at least one.
Tua. That's what they did for Tua. That's what they did for Hurts, and look at them. I mean, you don't have to be the best quarterback, but I mean, you have weapons. You got to give them an opportunity with weapons.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game. We're no longer in that quarterback era where I felt like quarterbacks made receivers. It's true. Now these quarterbacks are good. Don't get me wrong. Like Lamar's good. Jalen Hurts was, we saw the flashes, but we didn't quite know. Same with Tua. We saw the flashes, but didn't quite know. Go get them some help, whether it's through the draft, trading for a guy like the Fins did with Tyreek, or like the Eagles did with AJ Brown. And it's not like you got to go get a whole bunch. You already got Mark Andrews. All right. Yeah. So we understand that. Just go get one guy. Go get an alpha.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, just get one and just see where it is. But it's tough now because Lamar's is going to get paid here. And
big bucks. Yeah, big bucks.
Now you're kind of like, well, the only way you can get a receiver is through the draft. I just don't see how you can afford to pay him the big bucks and then trade for, I don't know, just to saying it, like a Mike Evans. Obviously, I don't think it's
Mike Evans, it's the Aaron Rodgers effect. You get paid $50 million a year. I mean, you only have so much money you can pass around, and well, it'll be interesting what happens. But I know they're still tied in first place in that division, but Cincinnati's, they look like they're starting to get the ball rolling even without Chase. But on the other side of the ball, man, I really love the 2-point conversion that Jacksonville did to get the win. I think there was two teams yesterday, the Jags, and there's another team that went for the 2 points to win the game, and they got it as well. Chargers.
The Chargers.
Yeah, yep. Chargers. Yeah.
The Chargers.
And I for the Chargers, I was scared because I was like, you're gonna fire him if he misses this 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
But Doug Peterson,
he got it.
He got it. He got it. It looks great now because he got it. But if he didn't, could you imagine what we'd be talking about? But I love the Doug Peterson and the faith he had in Trevor Lawrence, and they went for the win, man. And that just shows that they're on their way up. And Trevor Lawrence, that just gives that team more confidence. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from them. I know they're 4-7, but man, they got some weapons.
Competitive 4-7.
Yeah, it really is, man.
It's definitely a competitive 4-7. I like what I see out of the Jags, and Trevor Lawrence. I think this is, if you're a Jags fan, this is kind of what you want to see out of him. It's just don't look bad your second year, and with a good head coach. And it sucks that he didn't have this his rookie year because it does. You can only imagine where he would have been his second year had he had a good coach like Doug Peterson. But I mean, just to go back to the Ravens side, it's the Giants game you were leading. Should have won. You lost. Yeah. What other one?
The Commanders. They almost beat the Commanders. I know that. That was a tight game.
The Dolphins. You were leading big. Let them come back. So it's a team collective, obviously, but it's like, again, I understand that, currently right now, as they sit at 7-4, tied, with the Bengals, you can't say, oh, John Harbaugh's on the hot seat, but after season after season after season of him giving you the same product, where you have good teams, down, and you should win, and you don't.
Yeah, they can't close any games. They can't close any games.
That you let hold, hang around, you don't finish them, and they come back and win. So I don't know. We'll see.
Lamar seems like he's not trying to run as much either. I don't know if he's just doing that just because it's better to play football that way, it's smarter, or he's doing that because of contract reasons. He's like, I'm not trying to get hurt if I'm not getting paid.
It could be both.
But
I can see both.
I feel like if he was more active in the run game, like he's been in the past, they could have probably closed a couple games out. But that being said, it'll be interesting to see how they close out the year. Cincinnati's looking strong in that division, so we'll see what happens there, man. So I have a little thing we're gonna do today. It's it's nothing special, but I thought I'd change it up a little bit. It's gonna be I have a couple questions. It's like a would you rather or who do you trust more? Just a question. We can go back and forth. Nothing too crazy, but I think a lot of this stuff also can be very realistic in the future. So it's not like this outlandish thing. So my first question, and I had this question for you and Jacob. So I mean, you can comment on this too, and I'll comment. So I think the Giants, Jets, and the Colts, they have three. They all three of those teams have a similar issue, and that's quarterback. I think we all agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. None of them. I mean, I don't know what you think about the Giants, Jones, but I'm not too big on him. But Jimmy G more than likely going to be a free agent next year. Out of those three teams, the Giants, Jets, and Colts, who would you like to see go after
To the
Jimmy
Jimmy
G?
G sweepstakes.
Yes.
So I've actually had this conversation,
Okay, cool.
and I've actually had it with Jake. And if Jake was here, he would agree with me. If you are the New York Jets, as soon as the season is over with,
Yeah.
Robert Saleh needs to get on the phone with his old, former, I don't know what you, I can't really call him teammate, former guy, and bring him to New York. Why? Because Robert Saleh is building the New York 49ers. That's
Yeah.
literally what he's doing. Defense is there. Running game, should be good once, Brees Hall comes back next year with, Michael Carter. They have good weapons, young, good weapons.
Yep.
Literally, and the offensive line is hurt also. Literally just need a guy. You don't even have to be great. Just be a guy who can get the ball out when need to. And I just feel like Jimmy G is good for that.
Yeah.
It's not to say that he wouldn't be good with the Giants. I just feel like they kind of want to go a different route, more of a gunslinger, but not really a gunslinger type. And
Got you.
Jimmy's
Yeah.
not really that type. And Indy, we're kind of tired of revolving door at quarterback. It's time to draft. So my
Yeah. I
final
got
answer
you.
would have to be the Jets for sure.
Yeah. I think I agree with you on that one as well. Crazy stat. This is actually really crazy. The Jets are undefeated when they score 17 points this year. They haven't lost. If they could get a quarterback that scored 18 points, they'd be undefeated, and that's just insane. But I agree. I like Jimmy to the Jets. I think he has the personality. I know it's New York and it can be tough, but he was already in Boston. He's in San Fran. I mean, he's been with big
He's got
franchises.
the
I think
experience.
he's got the
Yep.
experiences. He's not too old, and all he does is win, man. So if the Jets could pull out and get Jimmy G, I
And
think
he's
that
a
would be
free agent. So that's
huge.
the good part is
Yeah,
you don't even have to try to trade for him.
yeah,
Get him to like a 2-year deal,
yeah.
3-year deal, because the team is ready now. They're literally,
Yes,
if Zach Wilson panned out the way they thought they would be very much in the thick of it right
they would
now,
be
as far
set.
as
Yeah,
like, yeah, true contenders or just being good. Not
and
that
we
they're
can,
not good, but he was holding
yeah,
them back. Zach Wilson
and we
was.
can all agree. Let's calm down, people. Mike White is not the answer. Okay, like
Yeah,
he,
it
he
was the
can have big,
Bears.
he can have big games here and there, but he's not the answer.
Yeah.
You want that consistency from
He's a
Jimmy
good
G, but
backup though.
he
I'll
is
give him
no,
that. He's a really good
he's a
backup.
very good
Yeah.
backup. I like him. I do like him.
Yeah.
All right,
Same.
second question here. So we all see how the Kansas City Chiefs are playing right now. Unfortunately, I don't like to cheer for the Chiefs. I always root against them. The Buffalo Bills been struggling the last few weeks. The Bengals are starting to hit a high streak. Miami Dolphins as well. They're undefeated with Tua. Out of the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and the Cincinnati Bengals, who has the best chance of dethroning Kansas City in the playoffs?
You said Buffalo, Miami, and who else? Who was the
So
third?
I would say Cincinnati because I think they're starting to play better football and they're getting healthier. So I think those are the top teams I would say in the AFC right now.
That's tough.
And unless you have another sleeper in the AFC that you think that could dethrone them, I just haven't seen enough from the Chargers or anybody else. But I think the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and Cincinnati Bengals, they have the best shot? Yeah, it is tough.
Uh,
I know
it's tough.
it was a pretty decent question, right? It was a pretty decent
It's a
question.
really, it's I wouldn't even say decent. I'd say it's a great question. So beginning of the season, I would say Buffalo.
Buffalo for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to now say the Dolphins. And I
Ooh.
say that I don't say the Buffalo Bills because Von Miller is out
Yeah.
indefinitely. That's a
Yeah.
huge
That's a
loss. And teams are starting to tee off on the Buffalo Bills defense. And
yeah.
we're starting to see that every, week in and week out. The offense is great. It's going to continue to be great. Defensively, though, you are hurting. Cincinnati, I feel like they're really boom or bust.
Yeah.
Like one week they're, oh man, they're gonna put up some points.
Yeah.
Jamar, Higgins, Boyd. We saw what Mixon did, and then I feel like the next week they're gonna kind of like give you a dud. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's some inconsistency problems there. I go Miami because of the simple fact of the emergence of the running game.
Yeah.
Jeff
Okay.
Wilson,
I respect that.
Raheem
Yeah.
Mostert, and Tua's just been pretty consistent.
I mean, he's been
Now
good.
they
You got
have,
to give it to him.
yeah,
I'm not even a huge
yeah,
Tua guy,
he's
but
been
that
really
guy,
good.
he's been. I mean, that's going to be my next question is about Tua. But yeah, go ahead.
He's been really good.
Has
The
been.
defense, granted, they played the Texans. They got a good test this upcoming week against the Niners, so we'll
That's
see
going to be
how
the.
legit
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm
they are.
excited for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that game.
So
Yeah.
as of right now, I will go with the Dolphins.
Okay.
I'll go with the Dolphins.
All right. I'm gonna stick with the Bills. Number one, because I'm stubborn, and that's who I picked at the beginning of the year. Nah, they haven't been looking like that team. I get it. They haven't. Josh Allen looks like he's thinking about throwing a pick, and then he does. It's not looking pretty out here. I'm just hoping that he can get it together by then, to because I feel like them playing at their best, they can play with anybody at their best. They haven't been looking like that. We'll see in the next couple of weeks, see how they play. But I'm not mad at the Miami pick. They're just, I mean, people keep glossing over them, and they're like I said, Tua's undefeated while he's starting. So I mean, I can't argue your pick, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Buffalo Bills just because I'm still a believer in Josh Allen. But another week or two,
Toss up, honestly. It's a
another
toss up.
another week or two of bad football, I might be changing my tune. But right now, I'm going to stick with the Buffalo Bills. Now, my third question I have here, it pertains to the Miami Dolphins. And now Tua, he missed a couple games, but every time he plays, he's putting up really big numbers. Do you think Tua should be considered in the MVP race right now? I don't think there's a lot of players. If you're looking at all the players, there's not. I mean, Patrick Mahomes standing out. It's more likely going to go to a quarterback. So Patrick Mahomes is I mean, obvious number one right now. I mean, he's starting to throw a lot of interceptions as well. But
yeah,
I think Tua should be in this the MVP race, is like, especially if you can go out and beat a team like the 49ers and put up decent numbers.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts
Yeah,
on?
I think so my thoughts right now, I would say my leaderboard for MVP would be Patrick Mahomes number one.
Yeah.
I feel like Jalen Hurts has been really good,
Yeah.
both passing and running the ball. So I got to put him at number two, and then you got to think about team success also.
Yeah.
And then me personally, I would go Tua, just because of the wins he has.
Yeah.
And
Undefeated.
that's the reason why I can't put Josh Allen above him. Now,
Yeah, I
if
can't
Josh
either.
Allen got the win against, Miami and,
Yeah.
had they not lost to the Jets, it would more than likely go probably Allen at number one, Mahomes like 1B, and then Hurts and Tua. But right now, yeah, Tua's
No.
at number three for me. The only reason he could probably jump to that number one spot is, they have a really good, tough schedule coming up that'll kind of show a lot.
Yeah, well,
Niners defense is pretty good.
great.
That's going to
Niners
be a good
defense is
test.
great. Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah. So it's going
I'm
to be a really
excited for
good
that one.
test. And then it just depends on what the other guys do. I mean, Mahomes is going to be Mahomes. you'll in order for him to take it, he would literally have to put up video game numbers each and every week going forward and win. But as of now, he definitely deserves to be in the discussion. No, ands, ifs, or buts about it. Because as you mentioned, he's undefeated playing in actual games this year. So
Yeah,
who's to
imagine if
say
he
that they wouldn't be undefeated had he not got
exactly.
hurt?
That's what I was just about to say. Imagine if he didn't get that terrible concussion. I mean, his numbers would probably be better than Mahomes right now, which is crazy to think. But yeah, he's balling out, and I think you also got to kind of look at. I know Hill. You can kind of throw Hill in there. I mean, he has 1,300 yards receiving. He has a chance of breaking the record.
If it wasn't a quarterback's award, I think Hill would be leading it for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, man, Tua is definitely balling out, and excited to see what he does against these bigger teams. Okay, my last question I have, and this is kind of a question it's kind of a fan question for me, since we talked a little bit about the Colts and all the stuff, the Jets, Giants. Who do you think? And this question goes because I know our arguments are always who's better, Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins, and they are very similar quarterbacks. I mean, even I have to admit that I'm not the biggest fan of either. But come playoff time, who do you trust more, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings or Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, that is.
I love it.
That's tough.
I didn't, guys.
Man,
I didn't ask him these questions before. I kind of wanted his honest truth on the spot. It is super tough. When I said it, I was like, I'm still thinking about who do I trust more, Kirk Cousins, because we know.
All right, so I'm gonna lean Dallas, and I'm leaning Dallas because of the defense. Defensively, elite. I mean, we came on the show months ago, beginning of the season. Micah Parsons for Defensive Player of the Year, and he has not let his foot off the gas. Yeah. I'm almost certain, unless he gets injured, hopefully he doesn't, he's just gonna run away with it. Yeah. The offense is just elite. The usage of Pollard and Zeke combo is great, if not the best combo in the league. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb is performing well. Dalton Schultz finally getting healthy, getting utilized a lot. Gallup, so I'm going to lean them because of the defense. I watched Minnesota's defense Thanksgiving. If you are getting dotted up by Mac Jones, you have bigger problems. You have much bigger problems. I love the Vikings offense. I think offensively, if you compare the two, they're about the same. Maybe just a slight edge to Minnesota because of how great Justin Jefferson
is another level. Yeah, Jefferson is another level. And Thielen's been playing pretty good the last couple of weeks as well. And then Hawkinson, I know he had a terrible week, but he looked good last week. So
it's a team game, but with Kirk, it's a all right. So what time is the game?
Yeah.
If there's a 1 o'clock game,
it's going to be playoffs. So I mean,
if it's a 1 o'clock game in the wild card, Kirk's going to do his thing. Second round, if this is a 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I mean, although he did put the rest just a little bit on, Thursday night primetime game, so I give him a little slack. Yeah. I give him a leeway, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm so torn on this one as well. Now, if they're playing each other, I'm picking Dallas all day. I mean, Dallas owns Dallas. I think they're 9-2 against Kirk Cousins. But say they go against the 49ers or Philadelphia in the playoffs. Who do I trust more?
It's a different story. Yeah,
that's a tough situation. One. I'm gonna go with you though. I mean, and just because I don't the short answer is I don't trust Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott. I trust Micah Parsons more than anybody else.
Yeah, I went the team around. That's what came into my. I went the team around.
Yeah, I thought it was a tough question because I was sitting there as a fan. Just because I'm a fan.
They were all good.
Just because I'm a fan, I'm not going to be biased. But yeah, I'm not a big Dak fan. Really not.
You guys let us know down in the comments. Your answers to a lot of these. We would definitely love to hear what you guys got to say, man.
Yeah, no, definitely leave a comment down below. But yeah, that's what I have on the comments. The questions I have for the little thing is, I thought it'd be hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit different than what we do, but if you guys think of any cool questions, like Matt said, just put them down below and let us know. We can all argue down. That's always fun. So Matt, man, what's been going on with you, man? How's before we finish this up, everything good? What are you excited for anything?
Excited for I got in the next couple of weeks. I'll be off for 2 weeks.
Nice.
We get our yearly 2 weeks off at my job. And I'll be going to my first Colts game against the Chargers on Monday night. So yeah, being up there. Granted, yeah, the Colts aren't doing that great. And I mean, granted, the Chargers aren't necessarily either. But just to kind of go there as my first game in person in Lucas Oil. Something I'm hyped for.
What week is that?
That is going to be week 16.
Okay.
16,
gotcha.
I believe. Yeah, it's on Monday night, December 26th.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, I was looking. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. That'd be fun to go see. I mean, at least you get to go see Justin Herbert and stuff. That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys look for your boy on TV. I'm trying to come up with the sign that'll get. I'm not sitting up there in the nosebleeds. All right.
Oh, he got
I'm
the
gonna
big
let
boy
y'all
money.
know.
Big boy money.
I paid some good money for the seats. My first game, and it's on Monday night. How could I not try to, get somewhere where, I'm pretty close down to the field? So you guys let me know what some comments are for some sort of a sign to get me on TV. Obviously nothing stupid or anything, but, just something that'll get me, I don't know.
Go streaking.
Yes. Oh, no, I'm trying to go back to this day. I'm not trying to get kicked out.
Yeah. No, actually, I was just talking to my wife about that. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I was just talking to my wife. Like I think we're gonna, it's a year in advance, so things can change. But I think next year we're gonna try to go to the Thanksgiving game. I was like, man, this is something I really want to do, and she's like, man, let's do it. Let's just say we're gonna do it. So
and you gotta plan that ahead of time too. That's not just oh, you're trying to go to the game? Nah, you got to plan that whole year. Yeah. So yeah, that's good, man. That's
something that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm excited just for better football games this week. I feel this is some bad football this past week. This past week was brutal to watch. You had Kansas City on TV against a beat up Rams team.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't understand that.
The Seattle game was pretty exciting, but I mean, it is Seattle and the Raiders. So I mean, that was exciting. Yeah. Jacobs balled out, but yeah, this week there's some good games. I'm excited to see some good games. I'm excited that Gator season is over. Gator football season is over.
Almost.
Yeah. Man, please don't even play in the bowl game. That was brutal, man. But yeah, excited college football. Michigan, they balled out. That was a fun game to watch against Ohio State. It was close till the end, but yeah, I'm just excited for this week of coming to football games, man. So yeah, that's about it on my end, man. Do you want to send us off, brother?
Yeah, again, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we can't thank you guys enough, man. 147 subscribers. I'm not even trying to gaslight it. I didn't think we'd get here this fast, but again, it's all to you guys, watching and watching our content, subscribing and whatnot. So we thank you guys so much. Our guys in the background, Jake, PJ, West, we appreciate all the hard work that them guys do. Definitely got some stuff coming up. Might have I'll leave you guys with this before we teaser. I've got some type of jersey merch that I wanted to try out. Some regular guy type jersey stuff that it's supposed to be coming. So hopefully next time I'm here talking to you guys, you'll see me wearing it and, kind of get you guys feedback. Maybe we'll do some sort of a, giveaway of some sort. So,
yeah.
But other than that, hey, we appreciate you guys again. We are Regular Guys Podcast. And like my good guy Jake would say, peace.
Peace.
You are now listening to Regular Guys Podcast.